there, this time with some Bob Marley, Mellow Mood. Yeah, let's go for it. This song only consists of 3 chords, but maybe for beginners they are not so easy because they are all bar chords. These chords are, yeah, you need 2 types of bar chords for this. The E-shaped bar chord, or like the F chord, that a lot of beginners don't like, because at the beginning it's quite hard to learn. Also for me it was quite difficult to learn this chord. It just takes some practice. Maybe one way to learn it is fretting your normal E major chord, without your index finger, so just with middle, ring and pinky, where your middle finger is on the 1st fret of the G string, your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and your pinky of the on the 2nd fret of the D string. And once you're able to do that, play your E major chord like that. You can move it up 1 fret and try to lay down your index finger on the 1st fret, forming a bar. And the other thing, after practicing this shape just without your index finger, you can just practice just barring with your index finger. And it's easier if you don't use this part, but a little bit of the side of your finger. So not like that, but a little bit rolled to the side. Okay, and the second bar chord you need for this song is an A-shaped bar chord. You all know your A chord, A major. And for this you play these 3 strings, so the D string, the G string and the B string, just with your ring finger, barring it, and try to have your knuckle stick out like that a little bit. That means you're pressing it down right. And then move it up. Doesn't matter, because you can transfer these chords all over the neck. So let's say go to the 4th fret, and press down strings, so the D string, G string and B string with your ring finger, and then add your index finger to the 2nd fret, 2 frets behind of the A string. The high E string should be muted anyway by your ring finger. In fact, it's quite hard not to mute it. if you do it this way. That's okay, it should be muted, the high E string. And the low E string should be muted by the tip of your index finger. So when you press down the A string, don't do it with the very tip of your finger, because otherwise you will leave the low E string ringing out open. You don't want that. So just move it up a little bit and play the A string with your index finger flattened out a little bit more. That's the second type of bar chord you need for this song. And it starts out on the 4th fret, referring to your index finger, with this A-shaped bar chord. Then it moves down 2 frets, where your index finger is on the 2nd fret, forming the E-shaped bar chord, like your F. Then it moves back to the original chord, up 2 frets, to the A-shaped bar chord. And then on the same frets, the E-shaped bar chord. That repeats all over. Now let's turn to the rhythm, a reggae rhythm. Bar chords are good for reggae because it's easy to play muted strums, because you're covering almost all of the strings. And for example, for this E-shaped chord, which is G sharp on the 4th fret, the last chord in your chord sequence. After strumming it, you can relax your fingers, still touching them on the same place but not pressing them down. And then you got them all muted, and you can play muted strums. The same applies for the A-shaped bar chord. Your first chord, your C sharp on the 4th fret, press down, relaxed. Okay, and also when you're shifting chords, so it goes. I don't really leave the strings with my fingers, I still stay on the strings. So after playing this C-shape bar chord, not C-shape, A-shape bar chord, but C-sharp bar chord, I relax my fingers, shift them over and form the other bar chord, the E-shaped bar chord on the 2nd fret. So the F sharp bar chord, sorry. I hope I'm not confusing you. After that, you still stay on the strings, move back to the original chord, and then form the G sharp. So the rhythm is starting with the down up on the muted strings, down up, muting the strings, relaxing your fingers, and then down up, pressing your fingers down, relax, muted, down up, and after this down up, After this, playing this down up, relax your fingers again right after it. And you repeat that on this chord. So you get down up on the muted strings, down up, pressing down, down, again down up on the muted strings, and again pressing down. So slowly. Relax your fingers, slide them down to the second fret, where your index finger is on the second fret, and form the E-shaped bar chord, your F sharp, and play the same rhythm. Down, up on the muted strings, press down up on the muted strings, and down up, pressing down the strings. Again muted. That gives you time to shift back to the fourth chord.